Joining me right now is Julia Avila. She is going to make her debut in Invicta FC on May 4th. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I just got done with practice, so I'm a little sweaty and a little out of sorts because I got my butt whooped. But, you know, I have the best teammates in the world, and there's nowhere else in the world I would be at 9 p.m. right now.
Yeah, you said Oklahoma Martial Arts is your team. You guys are a growing team. Seems like you guys have a good atmosphere over there.
Oh, it's great. This is a family through and through. We're at each other's weddings. We're at each other's birthday parties. We're there in the good times and the bad, and we're there to keep each other in check, too.
Awesome. Now, first thing I want to ask you about is your nickname. I'm pretty sure you get this question a lot, but you have a unique nickname. It's the Raging Panda. It's kind of, pandas are not, known to be raging. So how did you get this name?
So I really love pandas. I actually have a jiu-jitsu inspired panda tattoo on my thigh. But my friend actually gave me, my friend actually gave me the nickname. He's like, you're kind of a monster and you like pandas, so let's just call you the Raging Panda.
Do you have the inverted panda tattoo?
No, okay, so I am sponsored by Inverted Gear. I love them, Hillary and Nelson. They are one of my sponsors, and I have all of their panda gear. Hold on, I'm wearing one right now.
Nice.
But it's not the Inverted Gear Panda.
I think that they would have loved that if you would have got that tattoo.
Maybe one day, but we'll keep that under wraps for now.
For sure. Now, I know that you went to school for chemical engineering and geology. Were you always book smart? Did you always enjoy school?
So I've always told all of my students and all of my friends, anyone that'll listen to me, that I'm a student athlete. I'm a student before an athlete. And I actually went to university on a full ride academic scholarship through my master's. I started my master's, but I didn't finish it, but that's a whole different story. I found my career, I found my niche, and I will always be a learner. I will always be a student, whether it be in martial arts, whether it be in academia. I think that's really, really important, and that's overlooked in the combat sports.
For sure. You said that you're a student before you're an athlete. That means you love to learn. You're chasing knowledge. How helpful is that for you to grow as a martial artist?
That means I'm limitless. I will never peak. And that's what's going to make me a better fighter in the long run. That's going to make me a better coach for when I do decide to open up a gym or when I decide to have fighters under me. I don't have a limit. I'm perpetually learning, perpetually hungry. And that's going to make me grow to extents that I will surpass my instructors. And I think that's great. I think that's amazing.
Of course, that is the goal of any martial artist, right? Is to surpass their coaches or their instructors. Balancing life. You're a fighter, but also you work at a company. You got to put on the suit and tie, every day. How do you do this?
So that's actually kind of funny. I'll go into business meetings, with a black eye or a busted lip. Sometimes if I have a concussion, I have to tell my coworkers, like, can you fill me in later? But I do work a full-time job. I work at an oil company, and I have to be sharp there. I don't take on more than I can responsibly handle. So as soon as this becomes an issue for me, then I will stop fighting. You know what I mean? I need to be able to responsibly handle it. But that being said, I don't really have a social life. I don't go out and party. That's not really my thing. Every once in a while, I'll have a bottle of wine, but that's, always with my friends, always after practice or something like that. But this is this is my happy hour. This is my party time, is choking each other out.
Yeah, I think that is also social life, right? Is going to the gym and talking with people and interacting with them, and yes, choking each other out.
That's my social scene. you know, and this is how I make friends, and this is how I party. So I do have a pretty good balance, work and play life. You know, being a full-time career woman and full-time athlete, it doesn't really leave much time for any extracurricular activities.
You made your debut, your professional debut in 2012. You know, you got a huge win, but then you took a long time off. It looked like about 4 years. What were you doing?
So in that time, I actually switched gyms in California. I started in California, and then I met the love of my life, and we moved over to Oklahoma. And uh, I need to find the right gym for me to suit my needs. So while here in Oklahoma, we jumped around a couple different gyms. Not that any one is better than the other, but I needed to find the right coach and the right atmosphere to build me as a fighter. So it just took 4 years to find the perfect place for me. And I do train here in Oklahoma, but I also cross train down in Texas with Genesis MMA.
Oh, okay. Jinh Frey.
So yes, I do train with Jinh Frey and Douglas, and they are amazing, and they have really upped my game, and I'm very blessed and thankful to have them allow me to be part of their team.
Yeah, he is a great coach, and she is a phenomenal fighter.
Amazing.
For sure.
Do you know how humbling it is to get beat up by an atom weight? I'm a bantamweight, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
You fought some big names. Your career has not been long, but you've beaten some big names. You know, Nico Montano, she's the flyweight champion of the UFC now. Marion Reneau, you know, you fought her. But with all this success, you must have had some trying times in the cage.
Oh, geez. So actually with Nico was by far my longest fight. That was 25 minutes. And it was a grind. And at the end of the second round, she caught me with a knee to my left eye. It actually split me open. And I have a little scar. Thank you, Nico. And my coach came up, and in between the rounds, he made me blow my nose, and my eye swelled up. So my eye was completely shut. And I did the next 3 rounds looking like Popeye. I was like, so that was that really tested my mental fortitude. I think any other person would have just given up. But I have something in me. It's a little scary, and I'm glad that I found fighting, but it really kept me going. And she is amazing. She is a great fighter, and she really put up a fight, and it was by far the most humbling and rewarding experience, being able to fight through 3 additional rounds with the UFC champion with one eye.
Oh yes, it is a great accomplishment. Now, when you see those fighters that you have beaten having success at the highest level, does that grow your confidence even higher?
No. You know, when I fought them, I was the best at that time. At that moment in time, I won. But I'm not going to take away from any of their accomplishments. They are all amazing fighters, amazing champions in their own right. And so I'm not going to be judged or held in any regard by my past accomplishments or my past losses. So if someone has beat me before, I can guarantee you they're not going to beat me the same way. If I have beat someone, I can guarantee you I'm going to beat them a different way. So it's always a learning process. It's always growing, whether I win or lose. So if my opponent has won now, then I congratulate them. I can do nothing but congratulate them, because I'm not going to take away from that. They deserve it. If they lose, then I'm going to be the first one to send them a message and go, hey, you can do better next time. So no, I congratulate them, and I think that's great. And I will stand on my own 2 feet in the future, and I will pave my path despite whatever anyone else does.
Yeah, very, very positive attitude that you have. And yeah, it's kind of refreshing because, you know, nowadays you see a lot of fighters kind of going the opposite direction and going the negative way, you know, trying to trash the opponent, trying to trash them after they lose.
I really can't deal with that. And like, I'm not going to be negative about other people being negative. You know, it's just get over yourself. You know, like if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. Like, don't judge anyone else and just focus on you. A lot of people ask me like, who's your favorite fighter? Who's the worst fighter you think in the UFC, this and that. And I'm like, you know what? Me. I'm the worst fighter and I'm the best fighter because I'm only worried about my accomplishments and what I'm doing. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, woe is me. Oh, they fucked up. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I cursed.
It's okay.
But yeah, I can't deal with that drama. I'm just not about that life.
You're going to make your Invicta FC debut on May 4th. Invicta FC 29. Marciea Allen, what is your assessment of her?
She's going to come out strong. I know she's a personal trainer turned fighter. So I know she's athletic. I know she has a really athletic background. I've watched a couple of her videos. You know, I'd be dumb if I didn't study. I'm really excited. I think this is really going to test me as far as my grit goes. But I'll be ready for her.
A lot of people or a lot of fighters, when they prepare.
It's one of my training partners.
Awesome. What's going on?
He's all the way in
Korea.
Korea.
You're in Korea?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What's the weather like?
Here, let me finish up this interview.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a lot of fighters, right? When they prepare for a fight, when they're in training camp, and you said earlier that you watched her fights. How important or how beneficial is that for you to know like her movement and stuff like that? Because a lot of fighters, they don't watch tape. They just go into camp and they just focus on themselves.
Yeah, it's good to know what to expect. I don't know that a lot of fighters train to be true mixed martial artists. A lot of fighters are specialists, especially in women's MMA. You don't see a lot of true mixed martial artists. So it's good to see what their background is. I know she's going in a little bit of a lull here. It's been a couple years since she last fought. So, you know, I could be completely wrong, but at least I'll be ready for something, right?
What is the X factor that you think you bring to this fight that will win you this competition?
I have more confidence and the best training camp than I think. All right, strike that. Not the confidence thing. I think I have the best training camp in the world with Seth Norman, Janie Meadows, Douglas, and Jinh. Best. I mean, I can't think of anyone better except for maybe Chuck Norris training me.
Oh, well, you know, you can't go better than Chuck Norris. You got to throw a right? On that dab also, right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you for your time, Julia, and good luck on your fight. It's your biggest fight to date, and I see that you got your team with you.
Thank you very much. See you, John.
Bye.